Hey guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. If you're new, welcome to the family. My name is Ovuada, and if you're already an existing subscriber, thank you for coming back. I really love you and I appreciate your support. So we're going to be reviewing a product that was sent to me from Ovuada Beauty, and we're going to see how we can use this product to achieve this flawless fit. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then do keep on watching. So guys, this is the Ovuada Beauty PR box that was sent to me. It's in collaboration with Charcoal Shade. She's a very talented beauty influencer and they created a beautiful palette together. This is what package looks like. So when you open it up, it says every queen deserves to rule. Charcoal Shade X Ovuada Beauty. Guys, if you don't know Charcoal Shade, then you don't know anybody in the beauty community. Just saying. So it comes with a brow BQ brow pencil. It's a play on words. You know the way you say barbecue, you know, this is barbecue. You're snatching your brows, you know, roasting it and all. Then it comes with this fancy mirror, which is very beautiful. I feel like to fit into any makeup bag. It's so, you know, sleek, small. Just gonna open it up and show you guys. So this is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. Okay, very simple. I love size, you know, it's not too big and it's not too small, so you can see your entire face with this mirror. The next thing that came in box was this 6-in-1 compact aqua liner, which is actually 12-in-1 because each pod has 2 aqua liners, so that's 12-in-1 actually. So this is what it looks like. So this is the applicator, you know, and you just use it to apply your aqua liner, and this aqua liner is water activated, guys. So the last but not the least, the main you know event of the show is this Charcoal Shade X Ovuada Beauty eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like, guys. I'm just gonna open it up and show you guys. Can you see how beautiful the colors are? The colors are popping, you know, and I love the fact that the palette is versatile. It can be used for both natural look as well as, you know, if you're going for something colorful, and it has shimmers in it. So it has 2 shimmer shadows. These 2 are shimmer shadows as well as matte shadows. I feel like it's a very vibrant palette, and yeah, the first thing we're going to be drawing our brows. So this is what the brow pencil looks like. It's very sleek and beautiful. So just pull it, and on the other side you have your brow pencil. Make a few lines on my hand for you guys to see. So that's that. So I'm going to draw my brows like I normally would. As you can see, I've already, you know, combed my brow hairs upwards. This is how I like to draw my brows. I like to feather my brows up because I don't actually have much brow hairs to begin with, so I like to feather my brows out from the beginning, you know. So I'm going to feather this one out too. I'm just following my natural brow hair. I actually don't have that much brow hair, so this is like one of the fastest ways to draw my brows. I define the bottom and the top, Now that that's defined, I'm now going to just fill in the sparse areas. I don't know if you guys can see the difference between this side and this side. Okay, so we're doing the same thing on this side. Gently outlining this part and then doing the same thing over here. Brow press is so easy to use. I love that about it. So guys, I'm going to put a link to where you can get all this stuff, and on their website. The link will be in this video at the bottom of my caption rather, but my code will be shown on the screen. You can use my discount code to get 5% off all your purchases. So my discount code actually is, that's BOLAR 5% then 22. You get 5% off your purchases on all their products on their websites. So now what I'm doing is just combing this upwards with the spoolie side of the brow pencil. So what I'm going to do now is conceal my brows. I'm going to be taking foundation that is my actual shade, just a little bit, a pump of it will do. So I'm taking a little bit of my concealer, which is very close to my actual shade, if you can see both, to define my brows. I don't do anything to the top of my brows because I've already worked on it clearly because of the way I do my skin work first. So that way the top of the brows is already done. So I'm just cleaning this side, applying my concealer and blending it downwards. Now I'm going in with my foundation and just defining this beginning part so that everything blends together, As when defining your brows or when drawing your brows, always use a shade that is very close to your actual skin tone. That way you don't look like a scarecrow, because some girls be looking somehow on the streets, all in the name of makeup. So now I'm going in with my concealer and just applying it here also. I'm going to blend that downwards. So now all I'm going to do is just blend that concealer to give it a seamless look. Blending my foundation and concealer together. So it looks very nice, together. It's so pretty. I think it's pretty. I think so. What do you think? Yep, this is so pretty. Snatch brows on flick. So yeah, that's that. Now that we're done with our brows, I'm just gonna swatch the shades on my hand because I like to show you guys how these eyeshadows actually perform, you know, without any concealer or eyeshadow base, you know, to help the eyeshadow. Even though normally when you're doing your makeup, you should always apply a concealer or an eyeshadow primer for better payoff, but we're just going to swatch this on my hands and, you know, see how they perform. So the first one was swatching it. Before we even swatch it, guys, can you just look at the names? I don't know if you guys can see the names very well, but this palette, yeah, the names are names of beauty influencers. Like, you know, these are people who put their heart and soul into what they do on Instagram, on TikTok, you know, on YouTube and all. I love the fact that Charcoal Shade included them in her palette. It shows that she's, you know, part of the community and she wants us beauty influencers to feel the same way we love to people who are in the community with us. So it's amazing to see names of my faves like Goodness, the makeup engineer, Anike, you know, Z. You know, these are people that I can relate to, and just seeing their name makes me happy, you know. And knowing that she actually even said she sent them a message asking them what were their favorite shades so that, you know, they could pick. So I kind of feel like, you know, I know a little more about these individuals just knowing that, oh, the makeup engineer favorite shade is orange. You know, this is an orange shimmer shadow. So, you know, you get to know that, oh, Ruffy's favorite shade is light purple, you know, Sylvia's shade is, you know, pink, Anike is green. You know, it makes me feel like I actually know these people a little bit more, and I'm so happy about that. So the first shade we're going to be swatching is Goodness. So this is Goodness, guys, can you see? So I'm going to swatch Goodness here. Wow, it's pigmented, guys, very pigmented. And I'm going in with Makeup Engineer. It's butter, like these pigments are like butter, and I love the way, you know, they're showing off on my hands. Now I'm going into Z. This is Z. This one. This light brown. Can you see that, guys? This is like butter, you know. And I'm going to swatch Z here. So pretty. Now I'm going into Mary J. This is Mary J. Wow. I'm swatching Mary J here. Then I'm going into Etama. I hope I'm pronouncing her name well. It's like a coffee brown. She's so pretty. So I'm going into Etama. Right? So that's Etama. Now I'm going into Charcoal. You know, Charcoal. This is Charcoal, which is like a really pigmented black. Guys, can you see that? Wow, this palette, like, Ovuada Beauty did not come to play. Like, they understood the assignment, you know. So the palette is a 12 shade palette. You have 6 on top and 6 at the bottom. Now I'm going into Anike. This is Anike. Anike is like a neon green. I love the fact that it's so pigmented. So I'm just going to put it underneath here, just the same way. Guys, can you see that? You can't tell me not to. This palette has sold me. It sold itself. This palette sold itself. So the next shade I'm going into is Honor Pear. So this is it, and I'm just applying it here for you guys to see. So beautiful. Now I'm going into Ruffy. Ruffy is this light purple. This is Ruffy. So beautiful. So beautiful. Like all the shades on this palette were well thought out, honestly. I kid you not. I thought about the shades very well. And then we have Fate. I believe that's Fate Artistry. This is Fate. A very pigmented dark purple, which is very beautiful. And then I'm going to Sylvia. This is Sylvia. I believe that's Sylvia. Yep. And then last but not the least, I'm going into Favor, which is this shade. This beautiful orange. So pretty. So guys, these are all the shades swatched for you guys to see. It's very beautiful. They are pigmented. The pigmentation is something else. So guys, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to apply an eyeshadow base. I'm going to be using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Roma Zero. I'm going to apply it here on my eyelid. I'm going to blend out in stamping motions. So I'm going to just angle this out so I know where to blend my concealer and stop. The first shade I'm taking is Ruffy, which is this light purple. And applying it here. Guys, can you see that peel? This shade. Guys, in the comment section, let me know your favorite shade out of all the colors in this palette. And I'm also going to be raising this up a bit. I'm going to raise it, higher than my crease. My crease line. Next, I'm taking a fluffier brush and going in with this pink. It's dark pink. And applying it immediately after Ruffy. Because when you apply your eyeshadow, you want to make sure they merge together. That way you have the colors, blending into each other. If you just apply one color, you apply the eyeshadow and you don't, blend them in together, you're going to have a demarcation and we don't want that, okay? So I'm just applying this. First, I dab before I now, blend out. That way, the products can have, something to stick to. Going back into Ruffy and, making sure that these two shades are well blended. Now I'm going to go into Mary J, which is this dark brown. Applying it directly after Sylvia to give it like a nice transition from light to dark. And then for my last shade, I'm taking a Tamar, which is this coffee brown. And just applying it all the way here. I always apply before I dry my eyeshadow, before I blend. So I stamp my eyeshadow for better payoff, guys. If you want better payoff, always stamp your eyeshadow first. It will give you, the best of the best quality, in terms of pigmentation. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, two fluffy brush actually. This is more dense than this one. So I'm going to pick this one first and go into Z, which is this light, really light brown, almost like white, and just apply it all over here to give it something to adhere to on the top of our brows, and then I'll blend that out in a minute. Taking this denser brush, I'm now blending this all together. Okay, now that that's blended, I'm now going to go back into every single shade and intensify them at this point. So I'm going into Roughy first and just applying Roughy here. And lightly. Now I'm going into Sylvia, which is this pink. I'm applying directly afterwards. Going into Mary J. And then into Tama. And I'm just going to blend it all together. Now that we are done with the top, I'm going to do the same thing I did on top at the bottom of my eyes. Guys, now that we've applied our eyeshadow, the next thing we're going to be doing is applying our graphic eyeliner using this aqua liner. So guys, I tried to use, the shades I used on my eyes, something close to it, if not exactly the same shade. So this is a brown shade which I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this brown shade. I'm going to be using this pink and this pink with this purple, so that you can get what we got here. So when applying aqua liners, you want to always use water because they are water activated. This aqua liner is water activated, and you can spray your water on your palette. However, I will not advise that, because when you spray it into it, you run out of the product fast. So what you do is you get a spray bottle like this, and then you get your brush and then you dip it into it. Get as much water as you need. Get your water activated eyeliner and go into the shade that you actually want to use to get it's wet. Then you can apply on your eyes. You save your product from finishing on time. So I'm going to just take it like this in one swoop. I'm starting with the outer part with the brown shade, so it's almost like we're creating a contrast. You want to be as gentle as possible and light-handed as possible if you can. So if you make mistakes, you can always correct them. I have made a mistake now. It's not exactly what I want because some parts are too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm cleaning my brush again, taking a wet wipes and just cleaning that purple off it so that the brush is just wet. I'm now going to go back and clean the places that I feel like I applied too much before it dries up completely. Go back into that water, apply it there and just clean it up a bit. Take the wet wipes again and clean it up again. So when it dries up, it dries clear. So this side also, I'm just going to clean up this, because this was a mistake. This wasn't what I was going for. So I'm just cleaning it up. want, you can go back to your eyeshadow, you know, and just intensify it so that the mistake isn't visible anymore. Now I'm going back and just, you know, cleaning it up carefully this time. Going into this darker pink. You want to swoop in like you did before. Yep. And then take this in. Yep. It's given. I'm going again. So they're not supposed to be the same length, so I'm going to increase this a bit. Okay, and go back and increase the purple because it's supposed to be the longest. So this purple here, I'm increasing it, you know, a bit. Yep. They don't have to be completely identical, you know. It's fine if they're not identical, but you want to do your best, you know. Get it to look like the other side. This is also from Ovuada Beauty. This is Living Like a Baddie brush. If you want to get this, use my code on their website. So I'm using this light pink. So just closing my eyes and drawing a straight line, connecting it with this one. Then I'm going in here. Guys, if you make a mistake, don't be bothered. Just, you know, you can always clean our mistakes. First thing is to get the idea you want. And now I'm just going to sort this out a bit. Dragging this out. Using this brown shade here in this palette. I'm using it to start the beginning of my, you know, design. I'm just joining it with this one. Taking it down and then raising it up. Voila, we're done. So guys, the last thing I'm going to do is apply my mascara, which is a Lash Sheets mascara from Ovuada Beauty. This is what it looks like. I'm going to use it to define my top and bottom lashes. So that's it guys, I'm going to pop on some lashes, finish my face makeup, and I'll be right back. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. This is the final look. I love how everything turned out. I love the pink vibe, you know. I hope you liked a thing or two. This is the look I came up with. Absolutely love how the look came out. Honestly, this bit is snatched. Just look at the way I'm glowing, guys. Like Ovuada X Championship did that, you know. I mean, I'm so proud of myself. Like, who's this beauty? Is that you? Nah. So guys, my thoughts on the Ovuada X Charcoal Shade eyeshadow palette was, it was highly pigmented, it's compact, you know, it's easy to carry with you, it's travel friendly because it has both colorful and, you know, day-to-day shadows, as well as, you know, it has shimmer shadows. So it's a palette that you want to have in your makeup kit when you're going for a job, be it bridal, you know, or editorial looks. You can always get away with using this palette. Ovuada and Charcoal Shade did an absolutely great job with this palette. It's definitely a yes for me. This is something I can spend my money on. I think it's worth $7.5 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll put the price down in the caption below, as well as a link to where you can get it. And you can also use my discount code, which is BOLAR 5% 22, which is BOLAR 5% then 22, to get 5% off all your purchases. I love the mirror, like I said earlier on. I love how sleek and, you know, refined it looks, and I love the fact that it's not so big, so you can use it to do your makeup comfortably, and this can also go into your makeup kit or your travel bag for your makeup. Also, I love the aqua liner. The aqua liner was a steal for me. Also, the fact that it has 12 shades in, you know, in a pack of 6, you know, and you can use it to achieve different kind of looks is insane. Not just only 12 shades can be achieved. Some of these colors, when you mix them together, you can have different shades. So I feel like this is something you can still use to get other shades. Okay, you can use some of the primary colors in this palette to get other secondary or tertiary colors, so to speak. Also, I love the Brow BQ brow pencil. As you can see, my brows is snatched. I loved how it defined my brows, and I love the fact that it has a spoolie on one side and the brow pencil on the other side. It's also compact friendly. So I would say overall, I'm absolutely in love with everything from Ovuada Beauty. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your family and tell your friends that I am now on YouTube, or that I'm on YouTube. So please come check out my previous videos. I hope to, you know, be more consistent and push out more content, better content, and to get better at doing this, you know, this YouTube thing. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.